Hello everyone, welcome to this next Python session, that is your first Python program. Now in the last video you learned what Python is and why it matters. Today we are doing something way more exciting. You are going to write your very first real Python program, save it as a file and run it from the terminal like an actual programmer. By the end of this video you won't just know what print hello world does, you will understand every single character in that line and you will know how to run it yourself every time. So let's go. So I am opening up a VS Code over here where I will run the Python program. Now before I write any code, let's make sure your setup is ready. You need two things. You need two things. First, Python installed on your computer and a place to write code. For writing code, you can use something simple, you know, either a notepad that I used in the previous session and converted that notepad into a Py file, that is a Python file. But what I recommend is a free code editor that is called VS Code, Visual Studio Code. It color codes your text, which makes it easier to spot mistakes. That's the one of the reason to use Visual Studio Code. Plus, it is friendlier application to make other AI based and data science applications. Now let's quickly check whether Python is installed. Okay, so I'm going to open a terminal from here. Okay, this is a PowerShell. You can open any terminal, PowerShell, Git Bash, or command prompt. I'm going to, okay, let's start with command prompt because most of you are familiar with command prompt. Now I type Python version. Now, okay, as you can see, I see Python version 3.14.6. If you see a version number like Python 3.12 or 3.14, you are good to go. Now let's create our first file. Okay, I'm going to create a new file over here known as hello.py. Now two things matter here. First, the name. You can call it almost anything, but it must end in .py. Now this extension tells your computer this is a Python file. Okay. Now inside this empty file, we are going to type exactly one line. Now save this file. I've already auto saved it, so it has saved automatically. But you can do from the other way also. Now let's the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to make it actually do something. Okay. But before I run this, let's understand exactly what we just wrote. Because once you understand this line, you understand the building blocks of every Python program. Focus over here. Here, print is a function. A function is just a reusable action. Okay, print is a function and a function is just a reusable action. Print, print over here specifically means display this on the screen. Okay, display this hello world on the screen. Now, right after it, are the parentheses. Okay, these are parentheses. These parentheses. These parentheses are how you give a function the information it needs to do its job. Whatever goes inside the parenthesis is called an argument. Is called an argument. So this is an argument. Inside our parenthesis over here, we have hello world. And notice it's wrapped in double quotes. Double quotes. In Python, anything inside quotes is treated as a text, which we call a string. Okay, this is a string. Now, these codes tell Python don't try to run this as code, just treat it as plain text and display it exactly as written. So, put together, print hello world means take this function called print, give it the text hello world as its argument, and display it on the screen. One more thing, you can use single quotes like this or double quotes like this. Both works. Both work. Now let's run this. Now let's run this and see it work. Terminal is already opened. Type python hello.py. So we see hello world. Okay, printed directly in the terminal. We told the terminal use Python to run this file. Python read our code top to bottom, saw the print function and displayed our message. That's the entire execution process. Write, save, run and see output. Now let's try change the message. Okay, I'll edit this file to say print I just ran my first Python script. Okay, save it again and run the exact same command. Python hello.py. Okay, now you see over here the output. I just ran my first Python script. So new output. This is a new output, and that's the loop you will repeat for the rest of your coding journey. Edit, save, run, check the output, and just repeat. Now, before I wrap up, I want to show you common errors. Okay, these are the two mistakes almost every beginner makes. So when you see them, you are stuck. You are stuck. Now, this first, Python is not recognized as a command. This usually means Python isn't installed properly or isn't added to your system's path. Go back to python.org and reinstall. Make sure to check the box that says add Python to path. You'll see a checkbox over there. You have to check that one. Second, no such file or directory. This means the terminal isn't in the same folder as your file. Double check your cd command, that is change directory command, that matches exactly where you saved hello.py. So let's have a quick recap of what you did today. You created a py file. Okay, you created a py file. Okay, you understand exactly how this print works, function, parenthesis, and string, and ran your program from the terminal using python hello.py. Do this exact exercise yourself. Change the message inside the print statement to something personal. save it and run it again. Once you have done that, you are ready for the next lesson. So, here, if you like it, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer you. So, happy learning and see you in the next session.